Welcome to the Oasis Center for Spiritual Living, where we come together as one. For those of you who don't know me, I am Reverend Tucker. I'm the senior minister at the Oasis Center for Spiritual Living. And I'm an ordained minister of 21 years of continuous service as a minister. With me today is Albertina Giuffre, our soloist, and our practitioner, not that Tina's a practitioner as well, but Oz is going to be praying us in today. Oz was my board president and my first baby practitioner, actually. So I'm pretty proud of him that we have the team back together. I'm so excited that we have the team back together. We're going to be talking about gratitude as a spiritual practice today, through community, through faith, and through spiritual practice. I want to encourage you to start watch parties so you can watch it with your friend. You can do that from Facebook. We are unable to get a donate now button on our Facebook page until we reach 2,000 likes. So we need as many people to know about us as possible. So I want to invite you to close your eyes if that feels comfortable. Allow the service to uplift and inspire you as we move into our centering song. We are all one. We are all one. We are all one in it. I hear it and know it, my being. Spirit is all I am seeing. For God is all there is. Grateful am I to be living, open to what I receive, honoring what I've been given, sharing now what I believe. I remember the oneness around me. I surrender to infinite life, knowing the love that's surrounded me is within me by day and night. And we are all one. We are all one. We are all one in it. Yes, we are all one. We are all one. We are all one in it.
I envision our oneness as an ocean of being, a great ocean, all one, an endlessness of rippling waves. And as we, evaporating into clouds, rise above the sea, gathering into great clouds, rolling over the land. And then, as we descend to the ground as rain, countless drops of rain, individual drops, which form into streams which flow effortlessly down, passing through bends and over obstacles unchanged, joining to great rivers that flow into the sea. And once again in the sea, all together as one great ocean, with each one as an individual wave, a ripple in this endless ocean of God. And now, in this oneness we join from around the world, from around the country, as one in conversation as God. God speaking, God hearing, God sharing, God caring. This blessed flow of love and light from each to each and all to all. For being one in this cycle, I give great thanks, a joyous splash. And so it is.
And so it is. Oh, goodness. Thank you, Oz. That was wonderful. So today I want to talk about gratitude as a spiritual practice. We talked a little bit about community last week, and I think that I was watching of my ordination video. I cried all day. What was that, Friday? Because I'm so grateful for the community that I had of ministers, the community of practitioners, the community of the church itself, the members, and my family. It was just overwhelmed with gratitude that day. And so I started thinking about how powerful gratitude is. You know, we attract more of what we focus our attention on. And if we're focused on fear or desperation, which so many of us get to that place in the midst of this COVID-19 thing, you know, that repels that force of energy that brings to us the good that we seek. And so what we'd rather do is focus on gratitude, because that acts as a magnet attracting to us that very thing that we seek. All of those good feelings, all of that community, all of that life and essence and beingness that we all want. So I want to talk about that for a little while. I want to talk about gratitude as a spiritual practice. Be grateful for your community, be it this community or any further community that you may have. Some of you are doing all kinds of things online, and I think that's wonderful. The more we can stay in touch with each other, the more gratitude we can feel for that. But just being part of the community of the world right now is such a big thing. You know, we look at how everybody's giving thanks for the nurses and the doctors and the first responders and all of that, and how grateful we all are for the grocery store clerk and the mailman and all of the people that are in our world, in our community. I'm grateful for my neighbors. I'm grateful for Faith. Thank God for Faith. I don't know what I'd do without her. I'm grateful for my family. I am so grateful. And that's the place, that feeling of gratitude, that thing that rises up from within us. That's the feeling we want to try and focus all of our attention on, because that feeling is what is going to attract to us all the magnetic fields of the universe for all the good that we want to experience. And I want to talk about faith, not this faith. I want to talk about faith a little bit and having gratitude with faith, because we all know that the sun will come out every day. Okay. What's the difference between thoughts, beliefs, wishes, and faith? Faith is the knowingness, the absolute knowingness that no matter what, something is going to happen that way. A belief could change. I can have a belief today that tomorrow could be something totally different. But my faith will never change. And so the things that I have faith in, the things that I know that I have faith in, are things like the sun will come out every morning and it will go down every night. And when I sit in a chair, I have faith that that chair is going to support me, because if it didn't, I'd be falling all over the place. You see? And so that's what faith is. And what I want to say about that is that we need to have gratitude for the faith that we have, for the faith that we know, for the knowingness that lives within us. And so as a spiritual practice, what I want all of us to do this week and continuing to do is I want us to start expressing that gratitude. Instead of focusing on the world and what's happening in the world, I want us to go back to gratitude. Keep going back to it. For instance, if you can't think of anything to be grateful for, first thing in the morning before you even get out of bed, you open your eyes and you go, I'm grateful the sun came out today. I'm grateful that I am alive. I am grateful that I am well. You can think of any number of things that you could be grateful for as you wake up, but you want to do that first thing before you get out of bed. Set your day, because intention is absolutely everything. And if I set my intention to be grateful in every moment of the day, then I am going to keep that feeling alive. Because remember, I said last week, you know, feeling is what powers our affirmations, our prayers. It powers the universe to give us that which we rightfully deserve. Not we have to earn it, it's already there. So, but gratitude, the feeling of gratitude is what's going to power this. We don't want to power it through fear or resentment or desperation or any of those negative feelings. We don't want those to power our beliefs. We don't want those to power those things we're wanting to create in our world. We instead want to focus on that feeling of gratitude, because that is the way that we are going to power the universe with our emotion in a positive way. So first thing in the morning, the sun came up, I'm alive, I'm well, I'm so grateful. And then during the day, I'm grateful that I have a home to shelter in and food. You know, there's an awful lot of people in this world right now that don't have a place to shelter in place. A lot of work is being done to make sure that people have some place that they can go to safely, where they can maintain that 6 foot, social distance. And by the way, I don't like social distance because it speaks to me of emotional distance. And that's not what this is. Social distance is actually just a physical distance. It doesn't mean that we aren't emotionally connected. It doesn't mean that we don't meet online or however else we're going to meet. My sister, for example, met up with her son. And what they did is they sat on their respective cars and ate lunch together. So there's all kinds of creative ways that we can do that. But I don't like the word social distancing. I wish they'd stop using it. So we're going to use instead physical distancing, because we want to make sure that we really know that we are connected, that we have a community, and we want to be grateful for that community. So the morning, we're going to say, I'm grateful the sun came up and I am alive and well. And then during the day, I'm going to say, I am grateful that I have a home to shelter in and food to feed my body. In the evening, we're going to focus on my bed. The last thing before you go to bed, turn off all the lights, turn off everything else, just before you fall asleep. I am grateful for my bed, my soft covers, my sheets, my comforter, my good pillow, all of those things. Be grateful last thing at night, so that you set yourself up in the middle of the night with that feeling of gratitude to sink into your dreams, to sink into that restful sleep that I know you're going to have, because the feeling of gratitude is such a blissful state. And again, it's not the words. It's not about the words. Yes, we have to say the words because, affirmations are so important to train our brain and deepen those grooves in our brain. They're important in that respect. But what really is important is getting into that feeling of gratitude. Because the feeling of gratitude is what is going to create a world that we want. So this week, I want you to practice with me. We're going to practice being grateful for the community that we're in, regardless of who that is. I want you to at least take 1 minute out of every day and be grateful for somebody in your community, whether that's a neighbor, the mailman, the grocery store clerk. I'm getting my groceries delivered. And it's so funny because it's like this negotiation every time I put on the list everything that I want. And then I get these texts. Well, they don't have this, but they have this. Is this okay? Or we're all out of that, so I took it off your thing. And I always make sure that I express my gratitude to that person, because they don't get a tip. They don't get anything other than their normal pay. And I'm pretty sure that people yell at them all the time because, the grocery stores are out of everything. So I always make sure that I express gratitude to that person, because I do know, I really appreciate that they're going out and doing all of that for me. So I don't have to. And I don't have to send Faith, which puts us at risk. And I don't have to send Raymond, which puts us at risk. So I'm really blessed and I'm really glad. And I'm willing to pay the $10 a week to get that food here. And it's so worth it. But I have to express the gratitude for them. I don't get to see the driver because they come and they drop it on the patio. They don't even ring the doorbell. They just leave. And I always have to go and check. They give me texts that say, your food is close, that kind of thing. Your groceries are close. But take a moment out of every day and express gratitude for one of the people in your community, whether it be food delivery or the grocery store clerk, if you happen to go into the grocery store, or the mailman that comes to deliver. I have all these deliveries coming because we're buying all this equipment so that we're making this better. Like right now, I don't really like the I don't really like the way the light is shining on me. Look at how shiny it makes me. So we've ordered a light bar. We've ordered a microphone, which we didn't get hooked up yesterday, so I'm not using. And I need new speakers because when I plug in the speakers, you can't hear me on Facebook. It's so weird. So we ordered Bluetooth speakers. So I keep getting all these deliveries in it. And the guy will say, where do you want me to put this? And I go, right there on the driveway, you know. But I always make sure and say, thank you so much for what you're doing, you know. We really needed this. And you know, take that moment to bless every person that crosses your path that's part of your community, part of getting you what you need. And then express your gratitude for your faith, because you do know that the sun will come up every single morning. You do know that if you sit in a chair, it's going to support you. You do know that this too shall pass. You do know that God is in charge. So all we need to do is express our gratitude for that knowingness, for the ocean that Oz talked about, the ocean of consciousness that we all live in. Express your gratitude for that, because it is who and what we are, our very essence, our very being. And so with that, whatever your faith is, some of you are Christian, some of you are Jewish, some of you are Muslim, and it's wonderful. One of the things I love about religious science is that we honor all faiths, because all faiths lead to the one. And so as we're practicing last week I talked about, you know, meditation, because meditation isn't a big deal. We keep thinking, you know, we have to go, and it has to be all perfect. That's really not true. We can meditate on God or the presence within us at any point. And it doesn't matter. I suggest you don't do it driving, but we can do it with almost any activity that we do throughout the day, including, I love to take baths at night. So I turn off all the lights, I put the candle on, and I just sit there and focus on that connection that I have with the presence within me, God as I know it. And so be grateful for the faith that you have, regardless of which faith it is. That's okay, Carol Ann. You're going to have an opportunity to view it later. Oh, goodness. All right. So we have started. Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot. And we want to do that gratitude as a spiritual practice. We want to make sure that we do a spiritual practice every day. The meditation, the gratitude, the affirmations. We're going to talk about a different spiritual tool each week. Excuse me. We're going to talk about a different spiritual tool every week. I haven't decided yet, but I think probably next week will be meditation, because it's such a big topic, and it's really important for people to know that meditation is something anyone can do. I have some exercises you can do to get into that meditative state. I'm going to have a lot of that kind of stuff that I can show you. And again, Tina will be back with us next week, and Oz will be back with us next week. We want to, we would really like you to join us every week. So do me a favor, if you would like to, if you haven't already joined our spiritual community online, type more into the chat box, and Faith will make sure that you get added to our Oasis Center for Spiritual Living community page. If you would like prayer for something, please type prayer. And when you type prayer, we will add you to the list. We just need the first name of whoever it is that you want us to pray for. God knows the rest of it. We just need a name to focus on. We have a wonderful God Squad already, but we've added some people to our God Squad who have tuned in. So Oz and Tina and Paula George and Annie Glasgow, who used to be in our church and is now in California, sunny California. But she is still part of our God Squad. Once you make a commitment to my God Squad, it's like you never want to leave. Right, Oz? And so we have opened up the God Squad to anyone who is willing to do prayer for others. So if you are willing to do prayer for others and be part of our God Squad, type yes. All right, so that brings us to, let's see, I think I've gotten everything I wanted to say out of here. Okay. So I want to remind you, you can do watch parties, increase the readership. We're trying to get our message out there. And do know that any negative stuff that we see posted, we go ahead and delete. And let's make sure that we get it all out there. So right now, I want us to practice a spiritual practice of gratitude in our giving. When we give, we receive. And when we give with a state of gratitude, we are grateful to have more than enough to share and to spare. And we're grateful for that which we have manifested but hasn't taken shape in form yet, in physical form. And so I'm going to invite you, as we do the blessing, to click on the Learn More button on the Facebook Live. I think it's on the Facebook Live, isn't it? Oh, if not, it's on my page. So you can go to Just Tucker, and it's on, or is it just, yeah. No, it's Oasis Center for Spiritual Living 2. Go to the page that says Oasis Center for Spiritual Living 2 and click on Learn More, which will take you to our website, to the homepage. And on the homepage, if you go down a little bit, there's a Donate Now button. Unfortunately, they won't let me change it to contribution, because donate is a one-time thing usually. Contribution is making a contribution to the community and to the work. And so, and it's making a contribution to your own abundance, to the consciousness, the vibration of abundance that we all want to see manifest in our world. And if you're watching this later, you can still participate at this level. You can go to Oasis Center for Spiritual Living 2 page, and you can click on Learn More, and you will be at that page. So I want everybody to do that now, because what we're going to do is we're going to do a blessing. And I want you to wait to do the blessing till I get, or wait to hit the button until I get done with the blessing. Okay, everybody ready? This perfect gift is spirit in form, circulating and blessing all it touches. Freely I give, and joyously I receive. And so it is. Tina, here's
have no fear. God is near. God is everywhere, and God's right here. God is one. God in me too. God is everyone, and God's within you. Sometimes I'm alone and I think I'm separate. Feelings come and go from deep within. And I think again and remember oneness healing me. No, I'm not alone, feeling Spirit's presence everywhere in all, for in God's mind. Knowing all is one, I reveal its essence every time. God's right here. God is everywhere, and God's right here.
Thank you, Tina. That was awesome. Thank you, Tina. That was awesome. So let me talk a little bit about Tina for a minute. Tina is also one of my practitioners who took her training with me. And so she does double duty with us, you know, but she's been the singer in our church. Gosh, how long has it been? Since 2000? Something like that. 2000, 2001. She and John sang the church. Yeah. And she's been singing for us all these years. So gosh, we appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. So, let's see. Let me talk to you a little bit about the music you've been listening to today. All of the music we are going to be doing from here on out until I hear somebody else who has original music that wants us to use their music is from Elaine Silver. Last week I said if you have original, because Facebook will take us down if they there's an algorithm that goes through and checks for copyright material. And so they will take our video down. And so I put out a call last week to say if you have original music that you would let us play, we would certainly appreciate that. Elaine Silver, oh my gosh, Fairy Elaine, came to our church, I think it was like 2000, 2001. And it's a crazy story, but it's a good one. So her assistant reached out to us and said, Elaine Silver would like to come to your church and perform. It's $150. And I went to the board and we were like, oh, $150 for 1 week service. Ew. I don't know how we justify that. Well, so we told her assistant no. She never communicated it to Elaine. So Elaine shows up. Hi, I'm here in Denver. And we're like, okay, we canceled. And she said, well, come down to this bookstore opening that I'm going to do and see if it's just listen. And I'm like, okay. So Lynn and I went down there and we were so it knocked the shoes right off our feet. And I decided that I would pay her personally just to have her there. And so what we cooked up was like the most successful service we ever had. What we cooked up is I got up for 5 minutes and I said something for 5 minutes, and then she would sing a song that was based on what I had just said. And then Lynn would get up and speak on what he had just heard her sing. And then she would do a song based on what Lynn had just said. And it was such a successful service. We sold 31 CDs that day. It was incredible. That's the most CDs we've ever sold in any one service. So it was well worth the $150 to have Elaine there. So cut to last week, Elaine got in touch with me and said, please, please use my music. And so we've been in communication with her. So she wants me to tell you, I'm going to have to put on my glasses for this. Well, maybe not. I think I can see it. Okay. To find Fairy Elaine Silver online, you're going to go to, and I'm going to have to type this in at some point on the Facebook page, http://www.elainesilver, that's ELAINE, silver, silver.com/ID3.html. Her website is being redesigned and some of the information is not correct, just so you know. So you're going to need to send her an email for ordering instructions. Make friends with her. You're going to love her. And her email is esilver888@aol.com. We will have all these instructions on our website, and Faith is busy putting all of this on Facebook right now. Also, you can order her CDs, some of them, from Amazon.com. And another alternative is for you to stream her music. Just say, hey, Alexa, play Elaine Silver. Her music is available on iTunes, YouTube, Spotify, and many others. With blessings, love, and appreciation, Fairy Elaine of the Silver Stream of Consciousness. So, that being said, that is where our music is coming from. All of the songs that we will be singing here until I get notified differently are going to be from Elaine Silver. Okay, Janine last week suggested that we meet on Zoom. I'm going to make an announcement to the community at large that we've already got on the page. But I want to invite you. We're not going to do it this week. We're going to do it starting next week. And it's called Deep Dive. And what that is after the service at 11 o'clock, we are going to be doing a Zoom conference call. And we will be digging into the topics that I've been discussing. And you guys can share and discuss and have a lot of fun with the material. It's a really good way to deepen into the experience. So that's why we're calling it Deep Dive. Check out our website at www.oasiscsl.org or just click Learn More, and it will take you to our website. We have videos, we have slideshows of some of the activities we've had at our church. We are in the process of creating a sermon library because I have years and years and years of sermons that I think people will like. I hope you all like them. I want to thank you for being with us today. Let's have a prayer. Oh, in this very moment, I just tune into that infinite power, that infinite presence of God, into the knowingness of life itself. For I know that God is here present, everywhere present at all points. And every point of consciousness has that infinite power, that infinite presence, that infinite life contained within it. So I know that to be so for myself. It is who and what I am. It is so for Tina and Oz and Faith and everyone who is tuned in here today. It is also true for all of those in the world that have not yet found us. So I give great thanks for the blessings that we all share, for the coming week, as I know as we practice our gratitude, that we are blessed and we are a blessing unto the world. I give thanks for this awareness, for the knowledge that it is so, and so it is. Amen. Thank you for being with us today. Tune in next week and every week to join us for the Sunday celebration. We'll be here next week. Bye for now.